The Saints have three major problems on their roster, and in today's video, I'm going to reveal what those are and what they need to do to address them. You're watching Saints Now by Chat Sports. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. Hope y'all are having a wonderful weekend, game day. It's almost here. We're going to dive into the three major problems, wasting no time at all, starting off with the main question. Do we have a franchise quarterback? It's the million-dollar question, multi-million-dollar question, $30, $40, $50 million type question. The question is, do the New Orleans Saints have an answer at the quarterback position, the most important position in all of sports? Right now, Spencer Rattler is the starting quarterback. Kellen Moore naming him the QB1 after an extensive QB battle that went through minicamp, OTAs, training camp, the preseason, and was finally decided after preseason week 3. Spencer Rattler, only 24 years old, but turns 25 this month. He beat out Tyler Shough in the QB competition this offseason. Notably, Tyler Shough, 26-year-old by the time he starts, 27 by the time he starts, who knows. But at this point, Spencer Rattler will be the starter. He said to media the other day, we're just excited to go out there and show the world what we got. And what I want to see is the display of growth and development. What do you got? I want to see that. Exactly those two things, growth and development, because it's not going to be picture perfect week 1, but in weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in my bank account. Can we see the display of growth and development? Can he get better, be a decision maker that's more polished, be a overall better quarterback, a better passer of the football? That's what I want to see from Spencer Rattler. Kellen Moore echoing that Spencer Rattler is the guy for this season. We're not getting into this debate throughout the season. Spencer's our starting quarterback. Tyler's gonna keep developing. And in my personal opinion, I do believe that this is going to be last chance for Spencer Rattler. It's his last chance to prove that he can be a starter in the National Football League. I do think that there is a potential in a future. If everything doesn't work out, he could be the high-level backup, if you will, but I mean, who's striving to be a high-level backup? That's not really many people's goals, and that's not what this guy right here has been working for all season long. Kellen Moore praised Spencer Rattler for being consistent. He made some really, really good decisions. He's excited about number 2, and he's earned the opportunity, and he believes that Spencer Rattler is going to do a tremendous job. Now, when it comes to Tyler Shough, he could be the future quarterback answer as well. Kellen Moore has not shied away from saying we're going to develop Tyler Shough the right way. Tyler Shough will get to run the scout team to get what Kellen Moore calls developmental opportunities, which means at practice he's going to be running with the second team, if you will. Now, here's what Kellen Moore had to say about Tyler Shough's development and what the future could look like for the quarterback. He loves the development that Shough has had over the course of this entire offseason. You know, he's done a number of things for the first time in his career, just navigating that. I think it's an important aspect when you're a young quarterback to let the whole process play itself out. I thought he capped it off with an excellent performance against Denver on the last preseason game. I thought he did a really good job. And so I'm a big believer in the importance of developing quarterbacks, developing them the right way. Emphasis on developing quarterbacks the right way. How many times have we seen young quarterbacks, rookie quarterbacks, just get thrown into the wolves and things go poorly? Happens all the time. And sure, there are success stories, and sure, there are those players who've worked out as starters, but it's few and far between, and most times, more times than not, it's because they have an excellent situation around the quarterback. In my personal opinion, I think the Saints have an okay situation built around Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shough, but I definitely think it could be much, much better. We're going to get to the defensive side of football because I think there's a major problem over there. And then, of course, we got to talk about some of the pass catchers. But really quickly, got to tell you about today's presenting sponsor, and that is Chubby's Shorts. I've been rocking their gear since I was in high school, so the fact that they're sponsoring my YouTube channel now is an absolute dream come true. It's a full storybook moment for me, and I absolutely love Chubby's gear, and I've always have loved them. I always will love them. I cannot recommend their swag enough. If you are ready for some football, Chubby's is here to rock and roll with you all season long. Whether you're tailgating, grilling, or riding the highs and lows of Saints game day from your couch, Chubby's has the officially licensed NFL gear to keep you looking like the ultimate fanatic. For a limited time, use our exclusive code CHATSPORTS for $10 off at chubbyshorts.com/chatsports. And yes, that does include the NFL collection, which you see pictured on your screen right now. You got swim trunks, you got gym-ready shorts, you got polos. What else could you ask for? Saints logos on all of your everyday gear. You're going to be looking good. You're going to be feeling good. You're going to be the flyest guy at your watch party, at the tailgate, on Bourbon Street. No matter where you are or how you watch the New Orleans Saints, Chubby's Gear is here to make sure you are feeling absolutely electric on game day. And look, I know that I'm now rocking the mustache, and I think that this polo with the stash is a perfect duo. But I'm telling you right now, I just ordered these right here. Lopez, oh my God, so beautiful. They are so comfortable too, by the way. They got the mesh, very, very nice. They're not really, really short, but they're like a nice length where it's not like, risking showing a little too much, but also not too long where I'm like, man, I'm rocking some and one basketball shorts. You can go and get yourself some new swag from Chubby Shorts if you click the link in the comments or description of this video. Head on over to chubbyshorts.com/chatsports and you will get $10 off your order. Use that promo code CHATSPORTS and you will get $10 off your order with that promo code. And reminder, that does include the NFL collection. Support our show and tell them that we sent you. Go check out Chubby's today. Click the link in the comments and description of this video. Now, where is the pass rush? Where is it? I need it. I got a fever, and the only cure, the only medicine is more pass rush. And I'm going to give you some bad news here. Chase Young may not be available for week 1. Yikes. So when it comes to the defensive line, now understanding Chase Young may not be in the fold because he was downgraded from a limited participant to a full participant from Wednesday to Thursday. He may not be able to go. At the time of filming this video, it's not official, but by the time this is published, maybe that information will be made public. Now, Carl Granderson will be the edge rusher that fills in for Chase Young opposite of Cam Jordan. You'll also have Devon Godshaw in at the nose tackle position. You'll have Bryan Bresee getting a lot of work. Chris Rumph will get a lot of work as well. And with Chase Young, it's really, really not ideal in that situation. But in my opinion, that does not mean the New Orleans Saints defensive line cannot still put up good production. Just because you have a lot of pressures does not mean you can't get production. The New Orleans Saints last year were horrendous when it came to getting sack production. Way too many times did we see the black and gold get pressure, get an arm on the quarterback, almost drag him down, and then you see him sneak away, slip away, get out of the pocket, evade the traffic, and make a throw or take off and run it for 30 yards. Like, that's not what I want to see. Chase Young is a big, big part of the success in that regard, but because of the hamstring injury that he's dealing with, he is now designated as a DNP, which is not good for the New Orleans Saints and the outlook for him to play this week. Nick Underhill saying that it sounds like this weekend could be at risk. He's considered day-to-day, and Chase Young did say, hell no, when asked if this is a long-term concern. He expects to be good this season. Here's the injury news, the injury updates. We provided that on the channel earlier this week, and we're going to keep on providing any information, any updates that you need to know. Now, I want to ask you this question because I think that there's a lot of pressure on Carl Granderson. Do you have any concern? Do you have any confidence in this pass rush? With no Chase Young, it's Carl Granderson, Cam Jordan, Bryan Bresee. Pretty concerning. With Chase Young, I'm much more confident. Scale it for me 1 to 100. 1 meaning very, very worried. 100 meaning you're confident. All righty, number 3. Is there enough juice on this offense? Juice, 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 juice. Shout out to Chance Rapper because I got the juice, but the offense might be lacking in that department. I will say, I do believe the offensive line is a part of the squad that could actually surprise some people. A lot of that is hinging on whether or not there is health and that the players are available. If Trevor Penning can't go week 1, I start to get a little bit worried because he's a player who cannot afford to miss time and afford to miss reps because of his development already being hindered. But with the offensive line, you have some question marks. That's a major issue. But my actual concern is with the weapons. Like, I personally don't believe you have enough high-end and low-end talent to keep this offense afloat, especially if injuries start to settle in. The top weapons on the offense. Last year, when I made this graphic, there were 10 players. This year, there are 6. Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Devaugh Vele, those are going to be your 3 top wide receivers, in my personal opinion. You have to mention Brandon Cooks. You have to mention Mason Tipton. You have to mention Trey Palmer as well. But I think that those are going to be your 3 biggest contributors in the wide receiver room. Foster Moreau, Taysom Hill, they are both on the PUP list, meaning right now in the tight end room, all you have is Juwan Johnson and Maliki Matavao. So Juwan Johnson needs to be heavily involved because he's one of the largest pass catchers on the roster and because he's a tight end and they have been known to thrive in Kellen Moore's system. Kendre Miller, really excited about his potential, want to see him stay on the field, but we all know Alvin Kamara is the focal point of the offense, and Kellen Moore saying that AK is going to be getting a bulk of the work in the rushing attack. That's no surprise. That isn't any new information or any update that should shock you whatsoever. Even if you had a fully healthy offensive line, a good quarterback, a great situation, like Alvin Kamara is still one of the best overall running backs in the National Football League and one of the best weapons you can have on your offense. So Alvin Kamara is going to be heavily involved. Kendre Miller should get rotated in as well. But the focal point for the New Orleans Saints is going to be AK in the running game. Last year, Kellen Moore got exceptional numbers and exceptional production from Saquon Barkley. He posted career highs in most, if not all, major statistical categories. But with Alvin Kamara, I want to see him have a good year, maybe 1,000 rushing yards. That'd be awesome. And I want to see him get leaned on, but I don't want to see them absolutely destroy Alvin Kamara and completely ruin him and have him take 200-300 plus carries and get derailed because of injuries. That's not what we want to see. We want to see a healthy rotation, but we want to see Alvin Kamara get the best opportunities when he does have the ball in his hands. Now, going back to Juwan Johnson, because I do think that that's a very important factor for this offense, I need to see Juwan Johnson be a complete tight end for a complete season. Juwan Johnson has been heavily praised because of his pass-catching ability. He was a wide receiver turned tight end when he went from college to the National Football League, but he needs to prove that he can be a complete tight end. He needs to prove that he can block. He needs to prove that he can route run. He needs to prove that he can catch the ball. He needs to prove that he can be reliable. He needs to prove that he is a guy that no matter what can be a reliable, trustworthy part of the Saints offense. And look, going back to the quarterback conversation, you need all of your weapons to stay healthy. If Spencer Rattler starts missing players due to injury, that is not good. If Spencer Rattler loses Chris Olave, that is bad news. Rashid Shaheed, bad news. Juwan Johnson, bad news. Alvin Kamara, that is about the worst news you could possibly get. The only update that would be actually probably worse is that Eric McCoy is out. Like, that's not what we want to see. If Spencer Rattler wants to succeed, we need to see his weapons stay healthy all year round, because if there is bad health, whether it's the offensive weapons and your pass catchers, your running backs, or if it's the offensive line and injuries settle in there, you're going to have some problems. The depth is extremely concerning for the New Orleans Saints. The starters, I think, can hang and I think can manage some games and win a few surprising matchups, but I do get really, really worried when injuries start to settle in, and the injury bug, always present in New Orleans. Now, who will lead the Saints in touchdowns this year? Alvin Kamara, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed deep balls, Juwan Johnson, Devaugh Vele, heavily targeted in the red zone. I want you to get in the comment section, show off that ball knowledge. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to another edition of Saints Now by Chat Sports. As always, I'm your host, Trizzy Trace Girouard. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 50,000 crazy members of our Golden Gang. So subscribe today for 100% free Saints content by Saints fans for Saints fans. And we'll see you on game day. Y'all stay golden.